tucked your woolly underpants?
I'm ready for this, Holmes.
I take you to feel the bite of winter in the depths of your new married home.
Yes. Well, that's the last of my long jobs, anyhow.
Oh, will you?
Very well, yes.
Well, before you go, a toast perhaps.
Allow me.
Yes, I propose a toast, Watson.
Thank you.
To your forthcoming marriage.
He's stingy, isn't he?
Forthcoming marriage, your maid last, and may most definitely be the last.
Oh, thank you, boy. Very kind of you. Well, now, I must be off, Holmes.
Yes.
The future Mrs. Watson is preparing a special meal for me tonight.
Oh, yes.
Guernsey goose. In river sauce.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, goodbye. Have a good time.
Thank you very much, Holmes. I shall miss you. Really. Cheerio, old boy.
Goodbye. I'll give it 6 weeks.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes?
Inspector Frederick George Aberline.
How on earth did you know that?
Inspector Waterdew said you had every appearance and the manner of a bank manager. I can see he was not far off the mark. He was, see,
Thank you very much.
your hat,
Oh, thank you.
your coat.
Oh. Anything else?
No, you must forgive me, but my housekeeper is indisposed at the present time.
Yes, I stepped over her in the corridor. You received my file on the series of murders in Whitechapel.
I did, but I'm not sure I would actually label them as serious, Inspector. I see no evidence to suggest they were all committed by the same hand.
Well, Whitechapel may be one of the poorest and downtrodden areas of the East End, Mr. Holmes, but murder is still relatively uncommon there.
The first victim listed in the police file, Emma Smith. Now, she actually survived the initial attack, did she not?
Yes, that's right. She was attacked by... Let me see, I'm going to go to my notes on the page now. Yes, that's right. She fell into a...
That is what, a puddle?
No, that's right. She did indeed survive the first attack, yes. And she said that she was attacked by 2 or 3 men.
I see. Well, she would then most probably have been the victim of a gang of drunken bullies. For I cannot imagine that her assailants would have allowed her to escape and to tell the authorities of what had occurred.
I quite agree, Mr. Holmes.
Now, the second victim, Margaret Tingram, killed on the 7th of August. Now, the circumstances of her death paint quite a different picture, do they not?
Yes, now, she had a total of 39 stab wounds to her body, with no fewer than 9 to the throat. They would appear to have been inflicted by a penknife or some sort of dagger, perhaps. Possibly even 2 different weapons were used. Death was due to hemorrhage and loss of blood, and there were no signs of a struggle.
Were there any indications that recent physical intimacy had taken place?
No, apparently, although the physician was to suggest that. However, Dr. Killeen, who carried out the post-mortem, reckoned that none actually had.
And the most recent of the murders, that of Mary Ann or Polly Nichols, discovered on the 31st of August.
Yes, now she was 43 years of age, and like 2 previous victims, was a prostitute by trade. Her injuries, although not identical to those found on Taylor's, still displayed the same sort of pointless ferocity. As you can see, there are 2 incisions around the neck area, one of which had an overlap of about 8 inches. There are also several incisions running across the abdomen and downwards on the right-hand side.
The fact that in the Taylor attack there is no evidence that the carotid arteries have been severed or the abdomen extensively mutilated does make it difficult to conclusively link the 2 murders, does it not?
Yeah, perhaps so, Mr. Holmes. I mean, Dr. Llewellyn, who examined the body, felt that all the wounds had been inflicted with the same weapon. You know, possibly a sort of long-bladed knife. He also thinks the assailant must have had some sort of rough anatomical knowledge.
Please, Inspector, would you be able to mark on the map the particular locations of these last 2 murders?
Oh, certainly, Mr. Holmes. I must say, it's very good to have you on board. Oh, well, that's good. Right, now, let's have a look on here. Let me Tabram was discovered at 4:45 a.m. in George Yard Buildings, which would be just over here. Then we have, she was discovered by Mr. John Reeves, by the way. Then Mary Ann Nichols was discovered at 3:40 a.m. in Bucks Road, just there. Now, she was discovered by Charles Cross. We know that she had only died moments before because her body was still warm to the touch. So there's a good chance that he scared the attacker off.
What lines of inquiry are your men currently pursuing, Inspector?
Well, the detectives from J Division have searched every inch of Bucks Row and the surrounding area. We've examined public buildings and premises and questioned the majority of the people living there. Separate inquiries have also covered common lodging houses, coffee stalls, and amongst local prostitutes. But, you know, for all our efforts, Mr. Holmes, no one appears to have seen or heard a thing. In short, we don't possess the slightest clue or piece of evidence to connect anyone with the murder.
Inspector, I'm sure you will agree with me when I say that this seems to be a completely new type of crime, the type of which we have not seen on our streets before.
Oh, without a doubt, Mr. Holmes.
And therefore, new types of crime require new methods of investigation, do they not?
How can you be so sure?
As he's out there, Inspector, at this precise moment, rejoicing over his last brutal victory and secretly plotting his next savage attack.
And just what are you saying, Mr. Holmes?
Only that he will kill again, Inspector. You mark my words, he'll kill again.